Okay, folks, section 6.5 says writing proportions, and I always say this, so I know you guys are getting used to it, and you're like, oh yeah, sure, but I love this stuff, I really do. That writing proportions, and we're going to talk about this with example 1 in just a moment, we can scale down big things to sizes that we can work with our hands, and helps us visualize the things that we're working on and the things that we're doing, okay? Now, I want to look at this first example here. You guys know what a proportion is. A proportion is two equal fractions. I can just write it here. That's a fraction, and it equals that fraction, okay? I know that I'm going to write a proportion, all right? Now, over on this side, I'm going to write the actual dimensions, measurements, actual measurements, okay? And then over on this side, I'm going to write the scale measurements, right? Like a map. A map isn't the same size as the thing that it's representing. It can't be, right? You're driving across the United States, you guys are doing a big car trip, having fun, the dog's having a good time and everything. You can't have a map that's the same size as the country, okay? You can't fit that in your car. You have a paper map that represents the distances and the roads of the things that you're traveling, okay? It is scaled down. So when we look at example number 1 here, it says writing a proportion. You want to make a model of the statue of Abraham Lincoln that is located in the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. Now, I have a picture here for us. I know it's kind of dark, but I think you guys can see it, and I know you've seen this monument before to Abraham Lincoln. You want your model to have a height of 38 centimeters. Use the dimensions of the real statue shown below to find the height that Lincoln's chair should be in the model that you make, okay? Now, let's do this. I know that in my model, right, I want the height of the entire model to be 38 centimeters, okay? That's the height. Now, what's the actual height? Well, the actual height is 19 feet, okay? So do you see how I put the heights of the model and the actual height on the bottom, all right? I want those two things to be in the same place. It's called parallel or corresponding, okay? Now, let's see. I'm looking for how high I need to make the chair in my model. But I can tell from the picture and the dimensions on the picture that the height of the actual chair is 8 feet, okay? Now, these things are proportional. I want it to be the same scale, the same proportion, all right? So I know 8 feet is to 19 feet as x is to 38, okay? This is the height of the actual height. This is the height of the model. This is the height of the chair. This is the height of the model chair, okay? Well, guys, we know what to do here. Just forget about the units for a moment. We'll put our units in at the end. We know it's going to be centimeters, okay? But don't put those in your math, all right? We're just going to deal with the numbers and the variable here. Well, to figure out what the variable is, we know all we have to do, multiply the numbers across from each other. 8 times 38. Now, you know what I like to do? I like to do 8 times 30 plus 8, because that makes it easy for me to do in my head. 8 times 30 is 240, and 8 times 8 is 64. So together, that means that that's 304, okay? Now, 8 times 38 is 304. I'm just going to divide by 19 now. Okay, let's see what I get. 19 into 30 goes once. 1 times 19 is 19. When I subtract, I get 11, and I bring down my 4. Okay? And let's see. I'm going to say 6. 6 times 9 is 54. 6 times 1 is 6, and 5 is 11. Look at that. 16. 16 what? Well, the height of the chair in the model needs to be 16 centimeters. That's it. Nice job. All right? Setting up proportions for models. A model is proportional to the thing that it represents. Okay? And we can always set up proportions like this to find out different lengths for us. Okay. That's it for this one. Let's look at one more.